No, concepts have nothing to do with spirituality. If you're thinking about concepts, if you're thinking about ideas, and you think it's going to make you more spiritual, you're going to be very disappointed. All that does is wastes your time. All it does is make you identify to mental constructs, which is the opposite of spirituality. Okay, spirituality is being aware. It's awareness. If you're aware, you are spiritual. Aware of what? Aware. And that's it. You're just being aware. You are perceiving reality without judging, without assuming, without labeling, and without constructing ideas which you then later latch onto about this world. Being spiritual is just being aware. The moment you add concepts on top of that, it's no longer spirituality. It's no longer awareness. It's no longer consciousness. It's something else. It's just ideas and mental constructs. And it belongs to a lower frequency. If you identify to these things, if you identify to mental concepts, and you contemplate, you're no longer spiritual. For the time being, you're no longer spiritual. You are just contemplating. You are inside the mind. You're engaging inside the mind. You might have fun inside the mind. You might have certain good emotions from being inside the mind, from coming up with revelations, but this is not spirituality. Spirituality and your success in your spirituality is measured by how absent of thoughts you can remain, meaning how little do you identify to the thoughts and mental constructs that appear inside your consciousness. You might have a racing mind, you might have a slow mind. That's not essential. What's essential is, do you identify to the thoughts coming in, or are you able to perceive every single thing that appears inside your mind, as well as your body, all the emotions? Are you able to just perceive them without latching onto them, without labeling, without judging, without assuming, without building on the ideas that appear inside your consciousness? Are you able to just perceive, to just observe without ever identifying with anything? Then you're spiritual. But the moment you start creating mental constructs, the moment you start putting labels on things and feeling like there are certain concepts you need to explore, certain ideologies you need to explore, religions maybe, whatever it may be, then you're contemplating. Okay, contemplation is not awareness. Contemplation is not spirituality. You might be aware of a contemplating mind, but that is just like being aware of any other mind. But if you're not engaging in those contemplative thoughts, they're not going to keep going for that long anyway. So it's not going to be this full contemplation like we imagine the ancient Greeks, who would just sit on top of a mountain and just contemplate and really focus. You know, focusing is also not meditation. Focusing is also not awareness. It's anti-focus. It's the opposite of focus when you are in this awareness state. Focus is holding on. Focus is a forceful action. Awareness is a forgiving action. It's where you let go of everything. It's where everything just is allowed to exist and to run its course the way it wants. You're not preventing or encouraging any thought or emotion in your conscious state. So, if you find yourself contemplating about spirituality, realize that you are no longer spiritual. You are no longer in your awareness state. And you are diverging from your path, essentially. So stay in this ever observing state without labeling, without judgment. This is where you will find your inner peace, you will find wisdom, and you will feel this wonder and awe about everything you perceive. Every sound becomes awe-inspiring. Everything you see, even if it's something you've seen 100 times, becomes mesmerizing. You begin to sense the aliveness in other life forms. And that is extremely captivating. Now, all of this can only appear once you decide to be in a ever-observing mind without labeling anything, without attaching to any of the thoughts that appear, including thoughts of the nature of I and me and myself. And these thoughts are just like any other thoughts. The so-called identity thoughts. The thought that begins with I think is no different from thoughts that begin with that is a tree. You know, when the thought is compulsively labeling things. So realizing that all thoughts are illusions, and they're all the same, they're all in the same playing field, it makes it easier to make that separation. This is the awareness where every thought appears, and then there are the thoughts that appear, right? And that awareness is who I am, right? But you don't have to verbally make that claim, because the moment you say I am the awareness, you've created an identity. And now that identity gets to thrive and run into the same problems as you would if you were in your previous ego-identified state. So carry no identity, no labels, refuse all labels, all identities. Don't ever let anyone tell you who you are. And don't look for an identity. Your mind is going to look for identities all the time. But you don't have to get attached to any of them. By building this practice, it's also not going to go very far if you do accidentally run into an identity, because it doesn't get to live for that long. You can do these things for fun. Eventually you can engage in temporary identities, but do it from a playful state. But the moment you find that you're not enjoying yourself, it means that you've become too invested, too attached to these identities. And this is a question you can wonder about whenever you're in doubt about your path. Are you enjoying yourself right now to your full capacity? Do you feel that sensation that life is just great? And it's not an emotion. Like, the emotions can be volatile. But this is a feeling that you're in the right place. And to put things very plainly, are you enjoying yourself right now? Are you enjoying this moment right now? And if you are, you're on the right path, you're in the right place. But if you're not, you need to return to your consciousness practice, your meditative state, whatever you want to call it, your true self. And then reside in that, stay in that, be in that, act from it, talk from it, create from it. And realize that you don't have to go anywhere. The mind will always try to tell you what's next. Where are we going from here? I can't wait to reach my goal. I can't wait until this thing happens. I can't wait until later today or tomorrow or next week or next year maybe. But every moment has the potential to be optimal, to be at the highest level of enjoyment. To experience that, return to this non-judging, non-assuming, observing state. And you will enjoy every single moment of your life. Thanks for watching.